Welcome to Meandering Molly. As you can see, I'm at home doing some winter maintenance, a little bit of light varnishing on the bowsprit there. But what I want to show you today are two new instruments. I resisted upgrading the instruments on Molly when we bought her 5 years ago, but I think it's time now to make some improvements. Firstly, a wind instrument which will enable me to decide when to reef more accurately and also help me to sail better on the wind. And secondly, an improved auto helm, because I sail solo quite a bit and also on long passages. It'll be much better to have the more accurate EV100 auto helm as opposed to our current ST2000 tiller steerer. So let's have a look at what we've got. It's a surprisingly large box. A bit taken aback by that, but if I look inside, there's some lovely bits of tech to play with. Let's get them out and have a look. The two instruments I've gone for are the Raymarine RSW wired wind instrument and the EV100 Autopilot system without a display. This is the Raymarine Smart Wind transducer, and I'm really surprised at just how big the box is. It's enormous. Let's have a look inside. And you can see we have the main transducer, which looks like a lovely piece of kit. We've got a carbon fibre spar, nice and stiff, and it's beautifully packaged in this cardboard to keep the instrument safe in transit. But they've got the anemometer and the wind vane, and at this end here's the bracket for attaching it at the top of the mast, and the electrical connector. We've got a nice long reel of cable which has got a round cross section, which I'm pleased to see. I need to drag this down the hole down the centre of the mast. I've already got a mousing wire in place, so that shouldn't be too much difficulty. And that then connects to this. So the wires terminate inside here, and we have a device net connector which will connect onto my NMEA 2000 network. There's an adapter there to give the correct connection onto the backbone. So I'm hoping I'll be able to mount this inside the saloon, and there'll be enough cable, I hope, to run through the bulkhead on the deck roof and then through in the saloon. I'm on board Molly, and I've just done a test fit of the wind instrument, just check everything's working, and I quite like the way this is all arranged. So the cable that will come out up the mast connects quite nicely onto here, and it's got a waterproof cover, so that means in the winter when the mast is down you can take off the wind instrument and protect the end of the cable. The unit attaches onto a base, and it's a very secure fit, but it's also quite easy to remove. We just undo this one knurled nut and the whole thing lifts away like that. So I can take the wind instrument off the boat quite easily, store it somewhere safely if the mast is down, which for me, when I drop my mast about every 2 years or so, that is quite a useful feature. Another thing I quite like is this gateway. The idea is that it's fixed to a vertical surface, and the cables from the mast are terminated inside here. It's quite a nice arrangement. This acts as both cover and cable clamp, and the wires from the mast, so it's bare wires, so that's easy to get through bulkheads and so on, and you don't need any tools to fit these. All the connectors are colour coded, the wires are colour coded, and you just press this little button and feed the wire in and it grips it. So that's a really nice feature. Just makes installation pretty straightforward. I hooked it all up to my Axiom plotter and it all worked straight away. No problems at all, so that's really good. I've got to now go ahead and fit it permanently onto my masthead. The other instrument that's arrived today is the EV100 Autopilot, and this, I know other boat owners have got these. They're much improved performance when we're sailing, particularly in a swell or if there's in downwind, which my ST2000 tiller helm doesn't really cope with very well. This is much stronger and also much more accurate, so we'll see why. First of all, we've got a big bag of cabling. I'm very pleased to see that it's got a 5-way to extend my backbone and quite a lot of cable here, so I should be able to sight the parts conveniently aboard the boat. It's got a pin that goes in the tiller and a socket that goes on the coaming, and this is a plug to connect the power cable for the actuator. I'm hoping that I can reuse the existing socket and tiller pin so that I don't have to modify anything, and it will also allow me to retain the ST2000 as a backup should I need it. I've got 3 parts to this. So this is the control unit for the actuator, which is a piston that operates the tiller, that's in there, and then the other part is the actual sailing computer, the EV1, which is in here. I've elected not to have a display, and I've saved a bit of money here, I hope, and also avoided putting another hole in the bulkhead for a further display. I'm going to run everything off the chart plotter. I'm not 100% sure whether that's a great idea, but I can always fit a display head later on if I need to. Not much to see inside the box here. This is the control unit, which will fit in somewhere hidden away below deck, so that controls the actuator and is connected to that. There's various bits of wiring underneath there. That looks fairly straightforward. I've got to decide exactly where to place these items. This is the brains of the unit, the EV1 sensor core, and we've got the all-important instruction manual, a connector for the NEMA, and inside here, this is quite small really. I'm surprised at just how small. So this is going to sense the motion of the boat in all different planes, so it knows how the boat is moving, and using its accelerometer and its electronic compass, it can work out what's going on and help to control the autopilot really accurately. A little bit of computational magic, I think, but people I know who've got one of these say it works really, really well. Also in here we've got the bracket, so we mount this bracket somewhere inside the boat, mount all that, and then install this on here, and everything communicates on the NEMA backbone. The final piece of the jigsaw is the actuator that operates the tiller, and this is a piston, pushes the tiller backwards and forwards, a bit like the ST2000 tiller pilot that I've currently got, but this one is quite a lot more powerful. I've opened that upside down. In here we've got a reassuringly beefy looking piston, so this goes into a socket on the coaming, and this fits into a tiller pin on the tiller, which we've got a power connector here. So this all communicates via the cabling that's supplied. I'm really hoping that I can fit this dropping in directly to the fittings for my ST2000 existing tiller pilot, so that I can continue to use the ST2000 as a backup if needed. So we'll see about that. I look forward to fitting these instruments in the coming weeks. I've got some winter maintenance to do first. While the mast is down, I shall be fitting the wind instrument so that I can be using that straight away as soon as the mast goes up, and then after that, later on, I'll fit the EV100 possibly after we're afloat. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time on Meandering Molly.